So related to the heat pump applications, this is now getting more engineering. This is really getting to the core of what I was saying earlier about having to relate to your colleagues and having to have a very wide agenda if you want to make an impact in materials research and materials synthesis. And that is that we need to address the engineering needs if we want to make actually devices. And I really think that chemists, as the people who actually make the materials, have the best understanding of what the material can do and how can it interface with a device. And that's one of the things that we're focusing on. For instance, if you take heat pump applications, you need to somehow deliver the heat and take away the heat. So that has to do with heat transfer. And the way you do that is not necessarily clear right now. Of course, we're trying to collaborate with engineers to understand that. But what we can address is actually the interface between, say, a metal, which is, say, your enclosure for the heat pump, for your porous material, and your porous material itself. And so we're building, we're devising ways to build the porous material directly on a metal surface. So we grow it from the metal surface up, and we can actually control the thickness of the material. We do this through electrochemistry. And this is really great because electrochemistry, as it turns out, is, and electrodeposition in particular, is very widely used in the industry because it's a very simple technique. It's amenable to very high surface areas of the electrodes in any geometry. So we can really deposit these materials on any piece of metal. You give me a piece of metal right now, I could probably deposit a MOF on it, a metal organic framework. And that's going to be key for actually implementing these materials in a variety of devices. One of the other devices where this is going to be key is these organic photovoltaics. If you want to collect, what's an organic photovoltaic? An organic photovoltaic is a device that collects light and transforms it into electricity. If you want to collect that electricity, you have to have your material in contact with some wire or some metal that conducts electricity. So that you can make your device. So again, this issue of where the material sits and how it interfaces with the device is very important. So we're working on the interface. We're also working on the material side of these organic photovoltaics. In order to make a good photovoltaic, of course, organic photovoltaics have been around for a very long time as far as research-wise. But one of the real challenges in making an organic photovoltaic is actually being able to control the molecules that make the light harvesting material. And that hasn't been easy to do with polymers or small molecules, which is what people currently use. Because these metal organic frameworks are actually crystalline, so they have a very ordered arrangements of the organic molecules that they have inside, we thought that we could actually use this fact that they're ordered to impart a precise arrangement of the organic chromophores that absorb the light. And therefore, we can actually study now the fundamental processes that actually define the efficiency of organic photovoltaics. So this is a very fundamental project, but that's sort of speaking to the nature of my group. We take very fundamental ideas. Some of them are closer to technological implementation, some of them are closer to the fundamental aspect, but they're all geared towards making new devices, improving the efficiency of existing devices, or simply rethinking the way an organic photovoltaic works.